Hello, I'm Kishore and welcome to Moving Images. Here is a scene from a fantasy movie, Bahubali 2, where the title character comes up with an idea to reach the enemy. Even in a fantasy film like Bahubali 2, this felt a little unbelievable and out of nowhere for most audience. The reason? Because it was not set up before in the film. To explain better, let's look at this scene. The main character here has a time-stopping watch, but it has run out of charge and he is about to be shot. So how is it different here when the main character managed to charge his watch at the right moment? The setup at the beginning of the film shows how, and this makes this payoff not come across as coincidence or deus ex machina, but rather a part of the narrative. Setups and payoffs are one of the things that makes a movie interesting to watch for the audience. So what do I mean by setup and payoff? The setup is when a director establishes something at the beginning of the movie, and then the thing is used in a later scene. This makes the payoff more believable for the audience. The setup and payoff principle is explained best using Chekhov's gun. Anton Chekhov, a Russian playwright, explained that if a gun is shown hanging on the wall in the first chapter, then it absolutely must go off in the second or third chapter. If it's not going to be fired, it shouldn't be there in the first place. The Chekhov's gun is a good principle to follow for setting up objects, characters, and even environment. A setup and payoff over a long period of time works best when a reminder of the setup is given to the audience in between. Now let's look at setups and payoff using a film that does it brilliantly as a case study. I'm talking about Soodhu Kavvum. Before I get into the setups and payoffs and how they also serve another purpose for the screenwriter, I must talk about one of the methods I use to analyze films. It is called the story clock. The story clock is a nifty tool developed by Seth Wally, an American director and writer. This guy. He developed a method for aspiring screenwriters to research films and also help them develop their own scripts.
Orange பழம் வச்ச ஒரு சீன்.
ஆரஞ்சு பழம். என்னடா சீன்?
ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைரக்டர் கிட்ட தான் சொல்லுவேன்.
The way the story clock works is, you sit down and watch a movie of your choice.
மனித உரிமை மீறல் பிரச்சனை. திண்டுக்கல் போலீஸ் இன்ஸ்பெக்டர் திடீர் சஸ்பெண்ட்.
And whenever something important happens, hit pause and write what happened with the time code. After you're done doing this for the entire movie, you move to the story clock, where you picture the story like a clock. If the film's runtime is 2 hours, then the 30-minute mark comes at 3 o'clock and the 1 hour mark comes at 6 o'clock, and so on. Arrange the events from beginning to end around the clock according to the time codes. Then split the movie based on their acts. Soodhu Kavvum can be split into 3 acts, with Act 1 introducing us to all the main characters. Act 2 starts with the first kidnapping and ends with the gang's last kidnapping. We have the interval or the midpoint right about here. Act 3 is the climax. We can already see a pattern with how the Act 2 starts and ends with the kidnapping and how it is laid symmetrically in the story clock. Now comes the fun part. Let's look for plot threads and, more importantly, setups and payoffs and when they happen in the movie. There is a setup of 2 characters, Inspector Brahma and Dr. Dada, right at the beginning of the film.
பிரபல ரவுடி டாக்டர் விடுதலை. ஜெயில் முன் ஆதரவாளர்கள் கொண்டாட்டம்.
Then there is a reminder of what Dr. Dada is up to around the 45th minute of the movie.
எதுக்கு மாமா இவனுக்கு இந்த வேலை?
और लूज
Then symmetrically on the other side of the midpoint, we get to actually see the two characters make their appearance. If you thought that was a good setup and payoff, it doesn't stop there. Remember Chekhov's gun? We have a literal Chekhov's gun setup with Brahma's appearance. And the gun has a payoff in the climax. How is that for symmetry storytelling? Sometimes setups and payoffs can happen immediately, like this scene, which immediately pays off here in the next scene. Or the scene where Nambike Kannan reveals he knows where the gang's hideout is, and that comes to bite them in the back here.
யாரா அந்த நம்பிக்கை கண்ணே சன்மானம் வாங்குறன்னு போட்டு கொடுத்துருக்கான்.
Even the kidnapping rules is set up, which when the characters break, lead to the midpoint of the film.
First rule, முதல் விதி அதிகாரத்தில் கை வைக்க கூடாது. நோ பவர் ஹவுஸ். பெரியாளுங்க பசங்க கடத்தினா ஆபத்து பல மடங்கு அதிகம், நமக்கு தான் தேவையில்லாத டென்ஷன். செகண்ட் ரூல், கொள்வேன்னு மிரட்டக்கூடாது. நோ அன்வான்டட் ஸ்கேரிங். ஏன்னா காலங்காலம் மக்கள் படம் பார்த்து ரொம்ப தெளிவாக இருக்காங்க, அவங்க தேவையில்லாமல் கொள்வேன்னு சொல்லி மிரட்டி பதட்டப்பட வைக்கக்கூடாது. தேர்ட் ரூல், அவங்களால என்ன முடியுமோ அதை தெளிவாக கெஸ் பண்ணி கேட்டு வாங்கிக்கணும். நம்ம அதுக்கு மேலே கேட்டால் அவங்க போலீஸ் போவாங்க, நமக்கு தான் தேவையில்லாத பிரச்சனை. அண்ட் நாலாவது ரூல், எக்காரணம் கொண்டும் ஆயுதம் ஏந்தக்கூடாது. நோ வெப்பன்ஸ். ஏன்னா எந்த ஆயுதம் ஏந்திரமோ அதாலே நமக்கு சாவுன்னு சொல்லி ஸ்டாட்டிக்ஸ் சொல்லுது. அண்ட் தென் ஃபிஃப்த், இதான் ரொம்ப முக்கியமானது, ஒரு வேளை சொதப்பிட்டா ஒர்க் அவுட் ஆகாட்டி கூச்சமே படாமல் பின்வாங்கிடணும். வீரம் அறவே கூடாது.
The setups and payoffs, as you can see, is also a way for screenwriters to fill the runtime of their movie interestingly. Having brilliant ideas to put in a film is only the start. Filling your runtime with ways to set up brilliant ideas and have them pay off is the sign of an amazing screenwriter.
என்னாச்சு?
Soodhu Kavvum excellently sets up objects, characters and environment and has payoffs that are both unexpected but believable and most importantly, enjoyable for the audience. I encourage you to try the story clock exercise next time you watch a movie you like, and maybe you'll be surprised at how well your favorite movies have been written. Until next time, this is Kishore signing off saying,
உனக்கு புரியலன்னு சொல்லு.
அவரே இப்பதான் ஆரம்பிச்சிருக்காரு.
No, I complete.
Before you go, I had a setup and payoff in this video as well. Though I wish there was a website dedicated to Top Star, all I can offer you now is a website for moving images. Head on over to movingimageschannel.com to check out all my videos. And starting from the next video essay, I'll be uploading it here before I upload it to YouTube. So if you want to catch my videos a day or two earlier, then do subscribe to the website.
Stop the music.